I am so excited to record this video, you have no idea. I am in love with this little show called Arcane, and I'm just excited to gush about this show. That's why I'm standing for this video, because I'm going to be running around like a little lunatic. So before we go any further, if you have not seen Arcane Season 2, be gone, because we are going to be talking about spoilers. But if you don't care, come, join us. Now, the first season of Arcane, I didn't watch it that long ago. I think I watched it like a year after it came out, something along those lines. And I was really into the first season because of like how unique it was. The animation style was like nothing I've ever seen before. And the story of season 1 as well was great. But in the first season, I didn't get what I wanted, and I was very sad about that. Especially the relationship between Vi and Jinx. But as I said at the start of the video, I loved the animation of season 1, and I didn't think they would be able to top it. But by God, I was wrong. Good mythical Jesus. What the fuck is this show on? It is on some sort of fucking upped Adderall, man. Some sort of performance enhancing drug that makes the animators fucking crazy. Because not only was the storyline of season 2 like really fucking good, and in my opinion, me alone thought it was better than the first season, okay? Don't shout at me. But not only did they do that, they somehow managed to make the animation even better. That is baffling to me. When I saw the first season, I thought the second season was going to continue with that type of animation style, and it does, but it adds like a whole different type of level to it. I don't even know like the details of it, but like fight scenes, for example, sometimes you'll see the actual scrap, sometimes you'll see the actual fight, but a lot of the big moments, like say Warwick versus Jinx, they turn it into a fucking music video. And my God, man, it works so well. I thought I was gonna hate that. Because in interviews and stuff, they said in this season, they wanted to make music a huge part of making the audience feel the emotions that they're going for. So they like carefully curated and made these songs with the intent of using it in the scene to convey the feeling that they want the audience to feel. And that's fucking bonkers to me. That is a lot of effort. The fact this show went that far deserves a medal in and of itself, because with Hollywood nowadays, you just see them fucking pushing out this slop and like unfinished products and products that weren't thought all the way through. So it is amazing to me a show with such love and care put into it has been released. And it's based on a fucking game. Like even just the first fucking scene when we see the aftermath of Jinx like blowing up the fucking, council meeting. This crazy animation where the backgrounds are different than the characters in the foreground, accompanied by a fucking amazing song that actually made me tear up a little bit, hit me in the fucking feels. And the way this show just conveys the emotion on these characters' faces, the way they animate it, it literally is like looking at a real person, The facial features and the body language say more than a person would actually say. And they do that beautifully in this show. Like the scene when Caitlyn is looking down at her mother's casket closing, and you just see her face. She knows that this is the last time she's going to see her mother. It's fucking heartbreaking, man, because I recently went through something like that myself, and I knew exactly what she was feeling. It was the exact same emotion and the exact same coming to terms with that fact that I had, You can kind of see her kind of jolt a little bit as if she was trying to reach out and grab it, or she's in despair because of the fact that the casket's closing, If you've ever lost a loved one and you've been there while the casket was closing, you will know what I'm saying. They just perfectly encapsulated that emotion in that 2-second scene. A lot of people might think that I'm just glazing it, and this guy from my last Arcane video that I talked about apparently called me a sellout. Brother, I don't make money off this shit. You think Netflix are gonna sponsor me? Are you crazy?
I think you need to get a hearing check. You don't have a high enough penis.
Have you seen the shit I say? So this isn't gonna help my case, because I am going to be glazing this fucking show like no tomorrow. I'm gonna be glazing this like my life depends on it. You can tell how a character's feeling, or if they're feeling conflicted, without them saying a fucking word. And a lot of the most emotional scenes in this show is when the characters don't even really say anything. But we need to talk about one thing. We need to get this off the chest at the start of the video. Ekko is the undisputed GOAT of this whole fucking series. And there's probably a few of you screaming at me right now being like, no, Jace is, look what Jace went through, all this shit. Like, no, Vi is, look what she done, blah blah blah. Isha is because she changed Jinx. You're wrong. Ekko and Heimerdinger are like the fucking goats. They get trusted into this reality where they have everything that they have ever fucking wanted. The Undercity and Topside are living in harmony. People look happy. Characters that died in the first season are alive. Powder never turned into Jinx. She's just Powder. She's actually like really fucking cool. And on top of that, Ekko's uncle, who he sees as a father, is still alive. And on top of that, in this universe, Ekko got the girl. If you don't know about season 1, Ekko used to have a crush on Jinx. The scenes where Ekko and Jinx are together are fucking amazing. My heart was so warmed during this, but I also had like this overarching feeling of dread because I knew it wasn't going to last. And that last night when Ekko is in this universe and they have that fucking French song playing, man, and they're dancing together and they have their kiss, my God, man, I felt like a teenage girl. I was lying on that exact bed, fucking fist pumping to myself. My man had everything he had ever wanted, and my man still went home to his fucked up reality to help out his friends. What an actual legend. They could have easily just been like, nah, mate, I'm staying here. This is the world I fought for, so I deserve this. Everyone has their happy ending here, obviously except for Vi. The only reason they survived that onslaught is because Ekko went to that universe to create that time loop. It's like crazy how these puzzle pieces stick together. But I wanted to harp on that episode a little bit because that song is stuck in my head, man. It's unfortunate that I can't speak French. That is the downside here. But unfortunately, TikTok is doing its normal TikTok thing, and every single TikTok I look at has that fucking song in it now. So I'm staying away from TikTok so it doesn't ruin this song on me like every other fucking song. Let's get into my biggest gripe with this show. And not because I thought it was bad, it was actually like really fucking good. It was a great storytelling, but it fucked me up. Fucking Vander, man. Let the man rest. Let him rest in peace, please. Like, my guy has been through enough. Like, that fight scene with Jinx versus fucking Vander, or Warwick, I should say. Even though you do not see much of the fight, you don't see much. They just use music and the whole music video thing I was talking about at the start. But my God, man, it's effective. And when Vi, Jinx, and Isha end up going to look for Vander, this is where you see like the facial features play another fucking role in telling the story. Because obviously Vi has a lot of hatred at this point for Jinx. But while they're on this little journey looking for Vander, Vi is slowly but surely like coming to the realization that maybe, just maybe, Powder is still in there. She sees her and Isha having this like sister-like relationship and she's kind of envious at the start. They have that little scrap when Jinx says that Vi wouldn't be able to beat her without her oversized bitch mittens. What a line. Which inevitably makes Vi hit Isha, which, why would you hurt that little innocent girl? How dare you? That's 2 children you have laid hands upon in this season, man. You punched Powder when she was a kid, and now you punched her little friend. These little prepubescent fuckers are catching strays from Vi, man. But when she sees how Jinx reacts to it and like how she is talking to Isha, I feel like that's when she had the realization that I think Powder is still in there somewhere. And even when she's reading the note that Vander left for Silco, man, and she's like properly getting upset about it, you see Vi go to reach out and like comfort her sister, but like her inner dialogue stops her because she's like, no, I hate her, you know? But the reconnection scene, man, like I fucking loved it. The intensity was on point. Like you see that Vi still has some sort of hope that like Powder is still in there because of the fact that when Vander is fucking rushing them, she jumps in front to save her, even after everything that she's done. She just can't let her sister go out like that. Her and Vander have this little back and forth, and us knowing that it's Vander, it hurts to watch, but like, Vi doesn't know that, you know? And the fucking shot, man. Like, 2 fucking shots with Warwick are absolutely insane. The one when Jinx and Warwick are fighting, and like, she's jumping away and shooting them at the same time, that frame is incredible. And then back to this moment, when Jinx is like, you have to believe me, like, please trust me, it's him, and you see Vander jumping at her. Oh my God, it's so good. It's so good, man. My hype was immeasurable, man. Like, I feel like I had a happiness erection during that entire fucking movie or show, like that episode. I feel like I was erect the entire time. Not in a sexual way, but just out of pure happiness. And like when she calls her name and you see the flashback, oh man, that clears so much shit up, man. You don't understand. If you didn't catch it, I'll say it here. We get to see Jinx and Violet's mother, their actual like blood-related birth mother. And then she asks them to make sure that they go through with their mission and they make this place safe for her and her kid. She made both of them promise to keep her kids safe. But that just makes Silco taking Jinx in so much less malicious, you know? Like at first when I saw it, I thought that he brought her in with the intent of raising her to be an actual fucking killing machine for his own benefit. But after seeing this scene, it just reveals that it wasn't like that, you know? Like he made a promise, just like Vander made a promise. Cuts back to Jinx with a lighter trying to see if Vi is okay, trying to figure out what happened. And the song on top of it, and the slow pan in to eventually see that they're hugging each other. And like that in and of itself is emotional as fuck. But the fact that Vi looks at Jinx and was like, what are you waiting for? He's your dad too. I broke. I fucking broke, man. Just the fucking embrace, man. And when Isha joined in, oh man, I had a second wave of tears. Fucking Isha, man. Oh my god, we're gonna have to talk about that moment now. I'm gonna finish talking about Vander first because fuck this show. Fuck it with a passion. I hate it. You give us hope. You give us Vander back. You know, they're reconnecting. The sisters are back together and they're with their father and they're trying to get help for him. And it's actually looking like it's working. Victor goes into his memories and then the Remember Me song plays and it's real emotional. You see all these like watercolor drawings and stuff of them, you know, as children and just the memories Vander has of his kids all coming back to him to this amazing song, man. You give us all of that heartwarming shit. So much hope just to rip it out of my fucking scrotum. My heart was shattered. Like all of this hope, I was so happy. It's what I wanted with this fucking show, man. Vander was such a good character. And then Jace kills Victor. All the, you know, fucking heel fuckers start screaming and dying and oh man, it just spelled bad news. I'm reliving it. And not only did they have to rip our hearts out with Vander dying. Chap is like a fucking magma, you know, werewolf running out of this fucking greenhouse, causing mayhem. At this point, my heart was already shattered. But just to add on top of that wound, by having that whole sequence of Isha running towards Warwick with like the perfectly timed edits of her and Jinx having fun and like, you know, getting along and being like a family, just to end it with her shooting Warwick and killing herself in the process. What the fuck, man? Like, you monsters. Why would you do this to us? Oh, I don't know, man. It's fucking heartbreaking. Before I end the video, I want to touch on Victor a little bit. Because my man, holy fucking shit, he's so cool. Like Space Jesus himself. Like, my guy is hitting us with philosophies while he is about to end the world. Talking about how humans can't do what's best for them because they're clouded by their emotions and stuff. No need to attack me like that, but okay. Just the actual arc with him and Jace was fucking unbelievable because obviously in episode 7 we see Jace going through fucking shit, which I found it really funny, the fact that like you have this like paradise where everything went right, hex tech was never invented, and then you just have like these hard cuts to Jace's reality right now and he is just in the shit. Like my man just got dealt the wrong fucking card, man. But just like finding out that Victor was actually the one who went back in time and helped Jace like and his mother back in the day and gave him the fucking gemstone that he had that sparked his curiosity about Hextech. And like even before that, when Jace is talking to him and he was like, you always thought that you like needed to be fixed and stuff, and he gives this really heartwarming speech to him saying like you were never broken, like you were the best of us type of thing. And then he says like there is beauty in imperfections, which that is going to be quoted for the rest of time, man. But just Jace making the decision to stay with Victor while he ended what they started, you know? They started it together with Hextech. They're gonna end Hextech together, you know? Like the last fight was insane. I don't know why Victor even needed Ambessa's army. My man just rolled up with his squad and not a single one was killed. They just got restrained instantaneously. They just showed up and all of a sudden people are, you know, handcuffed and now getting zoomed up to the sky. But they end up getting surrounded and shit's starting to hit the fan. It all looks like they have lost, you know? Like they put up a small fight, but it was for nothing at the end of the day type of thing. Only for Jinx to show up in a new fucking getup, in one of the coolest entrances I have ever seen. Bitch showed up in a blimp, blaring tunes, blaring fucking bangers. You see her man spreading and shit, she was feeling herself. And then just that moment when she has her arm resting on the fucking steering wheel and she lifts her head up and you see her face, man. So cool. I really fucking liked it. And then you see Ekko's whole fucking Firelight squad go out on them hoverboards, man. They are so cool. They are probably my favorite group of people in this universe just because of those hoverboards. Like, they are sick on it. And then on top of that, like, Jinx is like lying to Vi when they finally meet up. And she was like, when are you gonna understand, sis? I am always with you, even when we're worlds apart. It's what I always wanted. It is what I wanted from season 1. Jinx is finally reciprocating that sisterly love again, you know? Like, that really warmed my heart, man. But I have to say, I hate Vi. Not because of anything she particularly done in the show, but because of the end. She sees Warwick after Victor and Jace do their whole, you know, disintegrating thing, and she just stands there staring at him, crying. Because, obviously, again, she is now seeing her father on the ground dead. So, of course, it's going to be a bit traumatizing to her, but, like, the thing's about to fall, mate. You're about to die. And then Warwick just wakes up and, you know, attacks you. I don't know how he's still alive when everything else is dead. Like, maybe it's because of the fucking, you know, shimmer and stuff in his system or some shit. I don't know. But then, of course, Jinx had to come and save her, which ultimately resulted in her moment. You know, I'm not even going to say death. I don't believe it. I don't believe it at all. And even during that Arcane show that they have, where they have like the actors and directors and stuff around, they ask questions. The Afterglow, I think it's called. When they got asked the question, they say, I don't know. If Jinx was actually dead, like dead, they would have just said yes, you know? Like, why wouldn't they? Like, we're not gonna see this character again unless it's like a cameo in the next like Noxus show that they're going to do. Why would they not just say it? Maybe Jinx is going to be the character from the Arcane normal show that we just fucking finished that crosses over to Noxus. Maybe that was her in the blimp and she was going to Noxus to start a new life. Well, I guess we'll never know until, you know, another 6 years or so. I'm just gonna quickly mention one thing that got under my skin a little bit about this season, but my main complaint about this season is one that most people share, and it is, of course, the Vi and Caitlyn sex scene. And it's not because I have a problem with the sex scene in general, I just feel like it was misplaced in the story. After Jinx locks Vi in the cell, she says, you don't have to worry about me anymore, I'm going to end the cycle. Something that is very cryptic, but I feel like most people would jump to the conclusion that she was going to do something stupid to herself. And it just seemed out of character to me for Vi not to be worried in the slightest about Jinx. Like, I know there was a war just about to start and they didn't really have time to go look for Jinx or anything like that. And I know emotions were high and Caitlyn and Vi didn't even know if they were going to survive this war. So I feel like in that way I kind of understand it, that this might have been the only chance they had. So I can give us some credit in that regard, but it just kind of felt misplaced, mainly because the very next scene after that, or one of the next scenes after that, is Jinx attempting to take her own life. It's not a huge complaint, it was just a bit jarring. This is a very small complaint to have for an entire season. I think that was the only problem I had. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, this got me the end of the video. I just wanted to glaze this show a little bit. I just wanted to chat and get it out there. But I love making these types of videos, especially about shows and stuff that actually kind of made me feel something, you know? But if you're new here, this isn't the only type of content I do. It seems to be the main thing I'm doing lately because I'm a hermit and I keep watching shows. So if you're new here, subscribe and check out the channel because I'm sure there is something there that you're going to enjoy. But yeah, folks, again, make sure to subscribe. We're on the road to 1K by the end of the year, and if we get there, I'm going to be jumping out of a plane. We have 1 month left. So if you want to see me shit myself while airborne, yeah, definitely click that subscribe button. But let me know what you guys thought of the show down below. I'm interested to hear what you guys have to say about it. If you loved it, if you hated it, and let me know your reasons why. I'm curious. But yeah, folks, with that said, it's been Exo, and I'll talk to you all later. Have a good one.